How much do I want to do like a knowledge religion, I guess, on Callistria.
Go for it. You don't know intrinsically anything about Callistria. You're assuming that she is a less than moral god or goddess based off of the business that Mephisto's in and the grotto and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, you can't.
Chaotic neutral or chaotic evil?
You wouldn't know.
Okay. All right, continue.
Butler, Alfred-looking guy that you recognize as Dustin at the door, and he greets you and he says, "Yes, Master Morden, Master Felix. It's nice of you to come. You have shown up at the perfect time. Shall we go on and discuss the challenge for the day?"
Oh yes, carry on.
All right, please follow me to the back room. And as you can see, it's like middle of the day, so there's really not very many people out and about. So you guys just go through the, the kind of the main entryway. You pass by the the hold'em table that you had played on in your last challenge. When you make your way to this larger area, and it's got like 2 tables in it. But these tables are a little bit different. They're set up to where they're kind of a basin with felt everywhere with sides all around it. And there's different squares everywhere that have different numbers on them for different things. And have you ever seen a craps table before?
Is that the dice game?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see a craps table, and Dustin goes, "All right, Master Morden, do you know how this game works?"
Game of chance. People vote on, I guess, bets on how the dice will land.
Exactly. And you must memorize exactly who has which piece in which spot and what the exact odds of each spot are and how much money each person has bet on each spot for the instance that dice roll ends up happening. It's all pretty basic. I will give you and Felix a little bit of time to run it down, and so you will be prepared, but I will discuss the actual game and your role in it soon. Post-haste. So in this game, you will have 4 people who will be joining you at this table. You will, since there's only 4, be the only officiator, and the people are regulars here, and they all have, well, different personalities. Some of them have their own tendencies, some of them don't, some of them are a little bit more mysterious. All of them, however, are horrible sons of bitches who will always try and steal the money. And your goal is to beat them at their own game. Your goal is not to steal money from them. Your goal is to ensure that they don't steal money from you. And we will be keeping an eye out, and we will see how much money they end up stealing from you due to their own antics. Essentially, all you have to do is keep them entertained, while at the same point making sure that they don't fuck us over for a solid hour. And if at the end of this hour we determine that you're worthy, well, then you are welcome into our ranks.
Straightforward. I like it.
You like it now? Master Fulbright will not be here today. He's actually informed me that he has important matters to attend to. So I will be the one watching, and I have a sharp eye, Master Dark Eye. So I assure you, do not take it lightly just because Fulbright is not here.
I would never underestimate you, sir. Don't worry.
I hope that you're telling the truth. All right, I will leave you and Felix to it. He will describe to you how this game is played, and then I will, well, let you out to the wolves, shall we? All right, so at that, Felix just kind of like starts, he gives you the quick rundown. And I'm not going to go too into the intricacies of this game while we're playing, so it's not necessary that you really understand how the game works too in depth. But I mean, the essential rules are that they place money on the table, and you're just supposed to know who placed money where and how much money they placed. Therefore, whenever that dice gets rolled, then you're able to quickly dole out the exact amount of money that was earned based off of their current bets. And like after the dice is rolled, they're not allowed to put any more money on the table. So it's whatever is on the table when the dice is rolled is what counts towards the bets. That's pretty much the whole basis of the game that you'll need to know. So yeah, Felix just kind of goes over it with you, and you get changed into the outfit that they give you, and position yourself right. And you guys are only using one side of the table since there's only 4 people, so you're only using half of it. And you position yourself on that half. So you see in front of you, or you stand there and you see four people approaching, 3 men and 1 woman. There's one very large, bulky man who seems to be not bulky fat, but like bulky strong. And he seems to be a loud character. You notice that he seems kind. And next to him is a pudgy, shorter man, but a man who seems as though he might be a little bit of a quick talker. Next to him, you see a like younger, either late teens, early 20s boy who seems a little bit like he isn't rich. Like these other two seem fairly wealthy, but this guy seems a little bit more on the poor side. And then you see a young girl who can't be more than 18 along with him, who just kind of looks very uncomfortable. And they all come and then they stand by the table. And the kind of loud, boisterous one's like, "Who are you? I've never met you before, young halfling."
Hello. Good day to you, sir. My name is Morden Darkeye. I will be for overseeing the table here. It's my first time, so it's no surprise that you've not met me. And who are you?
They give you a first timer. You do know that we come here pretty often, right? We're kind of a big deal around here. Dustin, where's Dustin? He'll tell you.
I mean, I imagine so. This is a rather specific time of day. Not many other people come by.
That's exactly how we like it. All right, anyways, my name is Hammond. You can call me Ham.
Nice to meet you, Ham. My name is, well, you know, but good to meet you all the same. And, you... I'm gonna gesture towards the shorter, pudgy dude.
Okay. Yes, my name is Breeze Holm.
Breeze?
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, Breeze, and your company.
Yes, well, this is, I'll let him introduce himself. Yeah, my name is Spook, alright? Not much for talking. And he kind of just, like, gives you a little bit of a salute. And then the last one kind of just looks on kind of much like, Vin? I'm Vin.
Well, nice to meet you, Vin. Spook, Breeze. Welcome to the table. Hey, it's gonna help me remember. That's all that matters.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking it was like an easy way for me to just do 4 quick characters that I could easily just jump into.
Spook, Vin, hello. Well done.
There you go, Alex. Good job.
Wait, did you catch on to the game?
Well, I'm walking around while I'm listening,
I see.
so I can't always talk.
Alright, so I imagine you guys, you know the game far better than me, so place your bets. brings you here on this fine day? Do you come here at this particular time of week every week, or is this more of a bi-weekly, daily thing? I don't know.
Well, we all work together. Different things, odd jobs, but this day is the day that we all come out every week. Once a week, we just come out and we spend some money, and we have a little bit of fun, and hopefully make a little bit more money. All right. And first things first. It's not a game until we all have a round of drinks. All right. Where's Melissa at? Have you seen her?
Oh, Melissa, she's one of my favorites. Yeah, I'll motion for her. So do I see her around?
Yeah, you see her, and she's scowling at you.
Melissa, could you bring some drinks, and what would you like to drink?
Make a diplomacy check.
With Melissa?
Yeah. Okay, she's like, she kind of comes over. She doesn't seem upset by you she doesn't seem upset by it. And so she comes over and she's like, "Oh, I know exactly what these miscreants are gonna have. All right, Hammond, I got one for you, and I got one more coming up. It's really quick. Breeze, don't worry, I have your extra olives for your martini. Spook, don't worry, I won't spit in your drink this time. And Vin, I'll get you some water." And she walks off.
All right, so
I love Melissa.
yeah, I've had the pleasure of her accompanying a table I was tending to the other night. She's a smart lass. I believe she'll keep you well stocked in your alcohols this evening or this afternoon. So let's the games begin. What is your line of work?
Oh, well, I would say that I'd rather not discuss it too in depth. It might go a little bit over your head.
Well, as a halfling, much goes over my head, but I can still perceive that you are a clever group. Are y'all fond of games? You must play more games than just this one at this table.
Oh, well, young Spook over there, he's pretty good at some of the card games. He's pretty good at counting some of the cards. He's kind of that math whiz thing going on. And, well, you know what? Vin does really well at roulette. It's almost like she can control where the ball's gonna land. I don't know. It's crazy.
That is an incredible talent. It's great to have them at your table, I suppose. Do they beat you out in the bets, usually?
Nobody beats Hammond in the bets, alright? I got this game on lockdown, alright? I know how to bet the table, alright? Listen, I'm betting 6, 8 every round. If you ever see me without a 6 or an 8, you better fucking put 6 on it.
Alright. And some you, Breeze.
Well, yes, I do attempt to be, well, a little bit more picky with my bets. Make sure you pay attention. Sometimes in the spur of the moment, I decide to bet, so make sure that you're aware of what I'm doing at all times, because I do like to bet at the last second. And if that bet isn't counted, then, well, you're gonna have complaints on your hands, and something that I don't think you want.
Oh, no worries. I grew up a juggler, so I'm used to keeping many balls in the air. And, young Spook, how do you like to play the game?
Right. Listen, if you just keep these drinks flowing, I think that we're going to be just fine. All right. Now, I like to play, and I don't have very much money right now. I'm just kind of getting in with this crew, but I'll tell you what I want. All right. We just roll this one on.
All right, and Vin, you're not much one for talking, but how would you like to play?
I would say I'm probably more conservative than anybody else. I guess I just don't want to lose all my money, you know?
Yes, better to go home with a light pocket than nothing at all. So let us begin. Will I just start rolling the die?
Yeah, just, we'll roll, and we'll just I will just do similar to how I did in the last one, where I'll just kind of role play as all the characters and what they're doing. and based off of what I'm saying and just what I'm saying, she can't really see what I'm doing. But based off of what I'm saying with the characters, you'll have to make a decision whether or not you want to make some sort of a roll to test what they're doing to see if they're attempting to cheat you in some way, and also what kind of roll in what way.
Okay.
So kind of like the first one, except a little bit more
Talk.
in depth, I guess.
Alright. Alright, have the drinks come back with Melissa.
Yeah. And at that, Hammond's like, "Alright, boys, let's cheers it." And he cheers it and just downs an entire, like, tankard of ale, and then sets it back on the tray that Melissa has, and then Melissa hands him the other one that she's already got poured for him. She says, "Alright, I will be back with another one, Hammond. I'm sure you'll need it before too long."
As she walks away, I'm gonna say just loud enough so she can hear that, like, man, she's a beautiful one, isn't she?
Make a bluff check. She doesn't not believe you.
Okay. Alright, guys. So you weren't really that forthcoming with your line of work, but I still get the impression that y'all have interesting lives. What brings you all together? You're a rather different sort of group. How do you know each other?
Well, they just recruited me, so I don't really know too much about them. But I'm making some money now, and they're pretty nice people. Like, they don't do anything bad to me.
I mean, that's a relief to hear then. If anything happens, you should just report it to your friendly neighborhood aficionado. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. That sounds alright. Alright, listen. So, I kind of wonder, what kind of money do you guys make in this place? Alright, I've always kind of wanted to try my hand at some card games, it's like dealing it and seeing if I can't, slide a little bit under the table. Have you made some pretty good money so far?
I've not made a fortune, but I've definitely earned enough to keep myself comfortable in my living conditions here. So I would say that as a tender to tables, it's more about, I guess, who you come into contact with and who you know than your skill at sleight, as far as how much you're getting paid, because it all depends on which tables you're dealing. Because if the money is not flowing, then you're not going to make anything.
Listen, Spook, can't you understand him? Clearly, he's new, and this is some sort of initiation ritual. Is this Fulbright? Did Fulbright put you up to this? Did he make you do this? Because I got to say, we are not the easiest people to deal for. We been here for a long time. We know how these games work.
Yeah, you say you've been here a long time, but Vin seems new to your company. So, who's usually with you?
Oh, well, we have this a little bit more. No, listen, you're gonna be a little bit soft-spoken on this one, Breeze. We have a great man we follow, alright? He's got a vision, he knows exactly what's going on, and he is also quite the gambler, but he's been a little bit more serious with his whole planning and scheming recently. I don't know, he says something about a big job, but all I know is that he's a great man. Have you ever heard of Kelsia?
No, I haven't. Actually, can I do a local knowledge check to see if maybe I have?
Go for it. No.
Yeah. I'm afraid I haven't, but he sounds quite the gentleman. Do you go way back?
I don't think anybody would accuse him of that. But, yeah, we go pretty far back. I mean, I've known Kelsia for years, but, he used to be A little bit more with the small jobs, but recently is... Hold up, I got another drink coming. And then he just starts to talk with Melissa and drink his drink.
Okay. Breeze, you seem a little subdued. Is Ham always kind of talking about more than he should? You seem a little secretive. What is your line of work, or am I not allowed to ask?
You're allowed to ask as much as you want. How forthcoming we might be might not meet what you're hoping for, but I can assure you it's all in the up and up. Master Hammond doesn't always have the peace of mind to keep his mouth quiet, but that being said, there's nothing that he could say that would go against our... Excuse me, I had 10 on that one. You only gave me money as if I had 5 on that one.
Can I do a perception check to see if he's trying to bluff me?
Yeah.
Or I guess that'd be sense motive, whatever.
Nah, you as far as you can tell, he is telling the truth.
Okay. So my thought is that I haven't mistaken him, but that I'm a little flustered at being new to the table, and so I'm going to keep more of a watch on whether he is changing his bets and I'm not paying attention, or whatever.
Okay.
So my mistake, Master Breeze. Here, I guess I'll give him what he asked.
Yeah. Oh no, it's no issue, my young warden. As long as I get the money that I'm due, and I can assure you, I always get the money that I'm due.
Yes, you seem a rather persuasive fellow. I imagine you're usually doing a good deal of the talking for your group.
They bring me in when they need the big guns. Especially when Kelsey is not there. I would say that I'm one of the more persuasive members of my little entourage. We wouldn't want Spook here doing the talking now, would we? Hey, listen, Breeze, alright, I can hear you. You know I can hear you, right? Yes, indeed. Young Vin here, actually, though, has been impressing me quite a bit with her ability of persuasion, haven't you, Vin? At which point she just kind of, like, looks down at the ground.
No need to be shy, Vin. It's good. It's always good to have talents. I'd be interested to see some of yours. You seem to have amazed your companions at so young an age to be so talented, especially seeing that they're bringing you here instead of your boss. Is he your boss?
Yeah, no, Kelsey, he's cool. He's kind of been, like, taking me under his wing and stuff, but I don't know, like, it's just not the easiest for me to break out my shell sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so did you grow up on the streets?
Yeah, but, you know, that was a long time ago. Me and my brother. But it's okay, though. I'm getting better.
Yeah, you have the look of one who's endured much. I don't envy you that, but it looks like you've pulled through favorably.
Yeah, well, I'm still kicking, right? Alright, make a perception check. Okay, so you just notice that it seems as though Spook has been winning a fair portion of some of the harder to win bets. You just notice that, though.
Okay. So, whenever you say harder to win, it's just like lower odds whenever I roll it?
Yeah. So like,
Is he placing his
Tuesday,
bets in like right as I roll?
No, you have not noticed anything like that, and you've kind of been putting a lot of your focus onto making sure that you know what people have before they, pretty early on. So you can tell that he's not been doing that.
Okay. So right now my thought is, because I'm guessing that they're all cheating me in some way, that's why they're at this table, that's why they're playing this game. So I'm trying to figure out how they're doing it. I'm thinking that Breeze might be changing his bets or persuading me that his bets are different than what they actually are. To kind of counterbalance that, I wanted to start writing down everything that he bets. And if he tries to call me out in it, I'll just show him what was written, I guess, and be like, this is what you said, mate.
Make a sleight of hand check.
I'm not rolling.
Oh my god, dude. Your rolls are awful tonight, dude. So he notices that you are writing something down. And he doesn't say anything, but you are unable to notice whether or not he notices.
Okay.
But with your new tactic, you can tell that it has reduced his winning. It has, while he still is placing bets like right at, you can tell that he's placing them in a reasonable amount of time before the end. And so it seems like nothing different, really. He might be winning slightly less than he had.
Okay.
But by slightly less, it would be like he had 10 down rather than 15 down on a bet, something like that.
Okay. Is Ham back at the table?
He's been at the table. He never left the table. He
Okay.
was just kind of distracted.
Talking to Melissa.
Yeah. All right, Morden. So, what is your story? You've been over here asking us about our stories this whole time, all right? I don't know anything about you, all right? Why are you here, right? That's what I want to know.
Well, my story is rather tame, honestly. I grew up in a troupe and was a performer. Always have been pretty clever at tricks and juggling, sleight of hand, that sort of thing. Then after the famine from 5 years back, our troupe had to kind of come closer to the city.
Hold up. Did you say you juggling? You say you're good at juggling?
I enjoy juggling. I can put on a show if you would like.
Oh my god, alright. Ven is also really good at juggling.
Is she now?
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can sometimes. I have some things I usually use. I got some balls, I guess, I can use. And so she's got them. I don't know, you want to go on like a contest or something?
I mean, it depends. What are you betting?
Oh, it's that kind. I mean, I don't know. We can put a little bit of gold out there. How about that?
It's always fun if there's something to lose.
All right. Come on, Vin. I think that you've got a little bit in you, don't you? I mean, I know I've seen you juggle before. You got quite the knack. All right, I guess I'll put down like 100 gold or something.
All right, then I'll match it.
All right, so she takes out 3 small metal balls from her like purse. She got a little purse kind of on her side, and she starts juggling. And at that point, you see one of the waiters also comes with some balls and delivers them to you, like without being asked, as though you're being watched. But
all right, well, I'll start juggling them, and then gonna pull my daggers out and throw them in and start juggling them as well.
okay, make a perform check. Okay, yeah, so it works, and you're doing it pretty well. And Vin is she's got her 3 little metal balls, and she kind of notices what you're doing, and she picks up the dice and she starts juggling the dice in as well.
All right, so whenever she picks up the dice, I'm gonna take particular note on whether she's handling them in an odd way, and whether I should get new dice. Actually, I think I'm just gonna decide that I get new dice after she's done with those.
Okay.
But,
You can still make a perception check to see if.
yeah.
You are unable to tell whether or not she is doing anything special with the dice beyond just juggling them.
All right, so Bree, Spook, and Tam, I guess you are our judges this evening. Which of us is doing better?
Well, obviously you, Morden, you've got the danger aspect in it. I like that. I like that danger aspect. Hey, Vin,
And he takes out like a large, just like a great sword and tosses it at her. You got that right? And like tosses it at her, at which point she's able to catch it and kind of glares at him, but she continues to juggle with three small metal balls, a great sword, and 2 dice.
So I'm gonna be like, hey, do you want to trade? And throw like a ball at her. And just,
All right, and as you throw the ball, she flings a dice at you.
yeah. So catch the
Make a. What would that be?
acrobatic.
Perception. Yeah, you can do acrobatics. Yeah.
Flip.
Yeah, so you were easily able to catch it, and your
Nice.
ball that you throw at her kind of puts her off balance a little bit, but she manages to recover.
Sharp eyes on you, Vin. Did you juggle often on the streets?
I don't know. I'm pretty good with metal stuff.
Yeah. Well, how do you deal with? And then I'm gonna throw. I guess. So the die are made of bone. But as I throw one of the daggers at her, I'm gonna throw one of my daggers, and I'm gonna juggle with one hand, and then have my right hand behind, or my left hand behind my back, and do mage hands to see if I feel like a resistance on the dagger whenever I'm like trying to hold it, I guess, as I throw it towards her. I want to see if I feel it changing.
Okay.
Like if I sense a foreign force pulling on the dagger when I throw it at her.
Yeah. Do another perception check. I can't think of anything else for that. You don't notice any sort of foreign force other than the force of gravity.
It was a nice guess, Jason. Just not what he had in mind.
Pretty
Right,
much. Yeah.
so we're juggling.
We're not going 100. We're not going 100%.
It's not metal building. We're good.
This is still. This isn't Scadrial.
It's
or...
allomancy, dude.
No, I was talking about like the name of the world.
Yeah. She's using allomancy.
All right,
All right,
so
and at that point, she's like, as you throw her the dagger, she kind of like chunks the greatsword really high up in the air, and go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. You are unable to successfully catch the greatsword as it falls to the ground, and at that you hear a big boo as you see Hammond replacing one of his mugs of ale with a new mug of ale, and takes a big drink of it. Says,
Vin wins this one. I say it. I say Vin wins this one.
and Bree says, "Yes, I would tend to agree with Master Hammond. I believe that Vin has taken this one victoriously." And you even see Melissa, who kind of shrugs and looks at them, and you can tell she's like, "Yeah, Vin won."
would I like have noticed anything off about the greatsword when I tried to catch it? Like, was it heavier? than
You
the
were
sword?
unable to notice it. No, it's just, well, it was a heavy greatsword because Hammond is a strong guy, but it is
Well, like,
not a
The greatsword
particular.
would be
It's not a.
taller than me.
Yeah, but you know, you aren't getting any handicaps just because you're a halfling.
I mean, it just sucks. Great sword.
I know, right? It is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty astute assumption there, Sir U4. So Vin just kind of stops juggling and kind of shrugs and holds her hand out.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
gonna
bet, man.
give her 100 golds and bow.
Okay,
Exactly what
as
happened.
you step back to the table, make a perception check. Yeah. You don't notice anything off about the table.
Okay. All the same, I'm gonna motion for, I guess, anyone, Dustin, who would handle dice?
Just that nameless servant who earlier gave you the balls.
Yeah. So I'm gonna,
Gives you.
exchange the dice and be like, don't want any chips from the botched juggling job I did to ruin the game of chance. So here's a fresh pack of dice.
All right, yeah, and so he exchanges them for you like the good little bitch he is.
Alright. And I guess go back to the table.
Yeah, and then at that point, he was like, "You should see Calcia. All right, he can juggle even better than that. I swear. He once just completely just blew this guy's mind while juggling."
He sounds like quite the man. I should like to meet him at some point. What is it that is keeping behind this time? There's more room at this table for more than 4.
I don't know exactly what he's not here for. And then, excuse me, Master Hammond, I think that you may have had enough to drink. The reason Calcia is no longer here is because he is busy planning our next job, and he does not have the time to spend gambling today away. We are taking some time off today, and he is not.
I guess it's hard to be the boss, eh? No time to play.
Oh, I assure you, he plays enough, but that's another point. Alright, let's continue on with this game, shall we?
Yes, let's. So do you guys...
Alright, and if there's...
What?
You kind of see Spook. He's kind of fiddling around with a coin, and just to see like what everybody at the table's doing. Hammond is nursing another drink, and he's looking quite drunk, and he isn't seeming super happy at this point, as he had been so far earlier, and perhaps because he's not faring very well with his bets. Believe it or not, betting on Snake Eyes every roll is not always very good. Return on investment. You see Breeze, who looks very calm and collected, just as he did when he stepped in. Spook is kind of fiddling around with a coin in his hand, and he seems to be eyeing the table very intently. And Vin is kind of sheepishly looking down at the table and counting the money that you handed her.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at the table and kind of like sweep my hands over it and feel the felt and just kind of like a flourish before I roll the dice. So I'll like lift my hand out and then
Well, you don't roll them.
Oh, I don't? Who rolls them?
No, just the person. They take turns rolling.
Okay. Oh, so I hand them the die and then they roll?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And if we were to get really technical, you would not be allowed to touch the table, but we're not going to get that technical. So you hand the die. They continue to play. And just as far as the money goes so far in this game, as a reference, Vin has done pretty average. You'd say nothing extraordinarily good or bad. Hammond has, and she's been playing mostly just high win percentage stuff, like 6 and 8. And Breeze is doing a little bit better than average. He's been mostly also playing those ones, but he's been playing higher bets on them. Spook's doing the best out of everybody, and he's been winning on some of the more rare rolls that have happened, which pay off higher. And then Hammond has been betting very precariously, but at the same time has also been losing a lot of money, and so he looks very sour.
Hammond, do you always bet at such low odds?
Oh, Hammond's proficiency goes down whenever he drinks a little bit. Isn't that right, Hammond? See, some of us like to nest one drink for a while, and you see Spooks just holding his first drink still. And it's even much better if Melissa doesn't spit in it beforehand, right?
You know, that you, as you say that, I feel like she might have done that to me last night. I'm gonna have to keep a better eye on the drinks that she gives me.
Well, at the very least, it's closest I'll ever come to kissing her, right? Take solace in that.
Indeed, she seems rather hard to get.
Well, for you or I, yes. We're no Fulbrights, are we?
Yes, that man's got many people in his pockets, and many a favor owed him. You say that.
He's so cool.
Yeah, what is your opinion of Fulbright?
Oh, Fulbright. Well, I can tell you one thing. He is a great man, and he is somebody that you should ever take lightly. He is not a one-dimensional individual. He's somebody that, well, he's got a lot of stuff going on in his mind, and he's got a lot of stuff that people say about him, and well, all this stuff adds up into one greater than normal being, and he is still a man, but a very powerful man with a lot of special things about him. From what I've heard, I don't know, I've never met the guy.
Yeah. Has your boss, Kelsia, met him and had dealings with Fulbright?
Well, I guess they've spoken once or twice. I think that they get along very well from the stories that I've heard. I haven't been a member of this group for very long, but let's just say that Kelsia doesn't exactly want to meet him again anytime soon. At which point, Vin just kind of like stares in shock at Spook and like, Spook, you probably shouldn't be talking about stuff like this right now.
Well, not to poke the lion, but the jobs that you guys plan, they seem to be high risk, high reward. Much like Master Harris.
Oh yeah.
Bets.
Yeah, listen, it's not high risk when you're as skilled and talented as this group happens to be, alright? Now, we are so talented, and so we've never botched a job before, ever.
And Breeze kind of like,
Alright, so we botched like one job this one time, but listen, every other one we've done a great job with.
So, as you say this, what are your particular talents? Ham, you seem very strong. Are you just the most brilliant fighter in the land?
Don't be fooled. Excuse me 1 second.
and he just completely chugs the rest of his drink.
Sorry, don't be fooled by my massive size and incredible muscle definition. I'm more than just a fighter. I have finesse to my fighting, and I can run fast too, and I'm also a kind person.
Yeah, there's
Alright.
no arguing with that. You are very, very kind to have been so patient with me on my first night. Thank you.
Are you trying to be sarcastic with me or something?
Ham, do I look like the man to be sarcastic? I'm a halfling. I can't quite step on other people's toes and hope to get far in life.
I don't know. I don't trust halflings very well. I didn't say it earlier, but I'm not too keen on your kind.
Is there a particular reason for that?
'Cause you're so small, I don't want to step on you or something, you know? I don't want you stealing stuff. Have you been stealing stuff? Is that why I'm losing? Have you been stealing stuff from me?
Ham, I'm not stealing anything from you. You're just betting on the worst possible outcomes.
No, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna take a couple hands out, and I'm gonna go get another drink, alright? And I'll be back, and I'm gonna win all that money that I lost, alright? I'm gonna win all of it back.
Can I sense motive to see if I think he's actually drunk?
Yeah, go for it. He could, in your mind, just be a very good actor. Go ahead and make a intelligence check, though. You know nothing about this guy and what sort of skills he might possess, and honestly, at this point, you're kind of thinking that Melissa is sabotaging you because of the other night, and she's actually been giving him water all night, and he is not drunk in the slightest. Like, he is as stone cold sober as Doug Lamb right now, and he is a teetotaler at heart.
So I think this of Ham, despite... Okay.
Yeah, no, and not only do you think that of Ham, you think Melissa's in on it. Like, she's been giving him non-alcoholic drinks.
Okay. I'm gonna... Next time that she comes by, I'm like, Melissa, could you set me up with something that you've given Ham, one of those drinks? They looked particularly tasty.
Yes, Morden, I suppose I could do that. Are you sure that you should be drinking on the job?
It's, kind of a big day for me. I'm feeling a little nervous. You won't tell Fulbright, will you?
Oh, of course not. Alright, I'll bring one back. Do you want the size that Master Hammond drinks, or would you like a more halfling-sized flagon?
Halfling-sized flagon is the same size as him. I must be clear.
Yes, I'll bring you a smaller size. Don't worry. I'll be back.
I'm a little annoyed with her to assume that halflings can't hold their liquor. Fuck her.
Yes, screw her.
Okay.
Right, and... Alright, so, are we gonna get back into this game, or are we just gonna sit around and talk all night?
Yes,
I
let's
want
get back into the
winning
game.
some more money.
Yeah, you guys, you've been doing great. Tell me again, how long will I have you at this table?
Oh, well, usually we go until Master Hammond has managed to lose all of his money, and at that point we generally leave. Me, a little bit richer. Spook usually has pretty good luck over here, as he's having tonight, and well, I don't know, this is only the second time Vin has come. Seems as though she's going to be more wealthy based off of her performances than anything else, though, isn't it?
Yes, well, I'm a rather bold halfling, and I tend to overstep my bounds when it comes to performance challenges, but that's okay. That's all great. That's clear. Alright, Spook. You seem to be...
Hey, yeah, what's up?
Quite in awe of Fulbright and Kelsia. What is your background, I suppose? You're new to the team as well.
Oh, well, I grew up out in Zahn, actually, and so this is quite the bustling city. I had to grow up out there. I don't know. Have you ever made your way up there?
Yeah, actually, just recently. Were you there before? What was the old dude's name?
Tut. Wait,
No, not
the old
Tut.
dude. Which old dude?
The guy we killed. The kidnapping.
Ilser.
Yeah. Were you there
Yeah,
before?
Ilser Brightmane.
Before Ilsa Brightmane kind of took hold over the town.
Oh, never heard the name, but there's always somebody new. Back in my day, there was the thief maker. He was the guy. He was kind of raised me,
Oh, indeed, the guy running that con over at the temple.
Oh yeah, is he still up there?
Yeah, he's
Still
still
doing the same
doing
old
the
shit?
same shit. Yeah, different group of
God.
boys.
I remember. So there was this little young boy, Jordan, I think his name was. Anyways, that kid would do whatever I told him to do. He was such a little punk. I wonder what he's doing these days.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was reading chat. What did he say?
Oh, there was this one kid, Jordan. Yeah, I think that was his name. He was just a young chap whenever I was still there, but I wonder how he's doing. He would do whatever we told him to do. Such a little punk.
Jordan, I think I might have met this kid too. Fancied himself a warrior with a wooden board with nails in it. I think he actually tried to accost one of my companions at some point.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like him. It's probably his older brother telling him what to do.
Oh yeah, that guy. So, tell me, how long have you been here since leaving Zon?
I don't know how long I've been here. Maybe like a year.
And how have you fared? It's quite the change comes to the Jewel of the West, I guess, from those ruins back home.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit more room for profit for somebody of my specific talents here.
Yeah, so you are a thief. I'm glad that I'm in equal company.
And he gives you a wink and says, "Oh, looks like I won again."
Yeah. So is he really good at guessing what something is going to be based on like trajectory of his? Because he's rolling whenever he makes these bets. Is he winning it when he rolls, or is it when someone in the group rolls?
Just in any time. So basically, the way that this game works is that one person rolls until they roll a 7.
Okay.
And then it goes to the next person, and he's winning. You've noticed that he's been winning equally whether or not he's rolling. He actually seems to be winning more when he's not rolling.
Okay, so am I able to see, is he just really good at reading a roll right before it happens? Or, like, he's not betting right before they roll or anything like that. It's just...
Yeah, he's not doing that. He's playing at normal time. So no, it does not seem as though that is his tactic.
How long before he bets, or like, so he bets and then how long is it about before he like reaps the reward, I guess?
You've noticed that he's betting on quite a few things on the table, and so like, but he'll bet on them like instantly whenever so essentially the bet stays on the table until a 7 is rolled. So he'll bet on a lot of things right as the round is starting, and then he just happens to win on more of the things that he's losing.
Is there like a particular pattern to the things that he's betting on?
No, not really. It seems as though he's winning a lot more of the rare bets. They call it betting on the horns than would be expected of somebody. You can make some sort of check if you have a theory.
I do, but I can't.
Jason cannot phone a friend.
I tried.
And around this time, you see Hammond coming back to the table, and along with him is Melissa. And he's got one drink in his hand, and Melissa also puts another one of his drinks in front of him and says, "All right, Hammond, this is the last one of the night. I am not giving you any more. And Master Morden, here is your halfling-sized flagon. Please enjoy it."
I'm gonna look at her suspiciously.
She just kind of rolls her eyes at you.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a sip.
It is 100% alcoholic. Like, not 100% alcohol, but it's definitely alcoholic. There's no doubt in your mind that it's alcoholic. Just tastes like a strong, dark ale.
Okay, so I must think that this guy just can't get drunk, I guess.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah, that's pretty much where you're at.
everyone else is like, he's super drunk. I'm like, man, this guy just can't get drunk. This is crazy.
Bree's like, well,
He must
seems
be
as
like
though
a-
have now had a dealer who is drinking more than I am. This is an interesting turn of events now, isn't it? Might I ask you one question, Master Morden?
Yes, what is it, Breeze?
What is it that you've been scribbling in your little notebook over there all night?
Well, I've been drawing pictures of you all.
Oh, yes, make a bluff check. Alright, I suppose I'll believe you. I expect that you'll give me one of your portraits of me towards the end of this night, though, won't you?
Well, I'm not very good, which is why I'm practicing, I suppose, while I should be working. But I'll try to whip one up that is a reasonable likeness.
Yes, I would very much like that. Alright, let's continue on with this game. Alright, so, any theories for what Spook is doing? Or any ways to determine how?
Have I noticed anything off about the dice?
Nope. And there's no difference between how I was playing prior to the dice being replaced and now. At this point, Hammond's putting down, "Alright, this is the last of my money, and I swear to fucking God, if I lose on this hand, I'm gonna flip out." And actually, go ahead and make a perception check on Hammond. You notice nothing. Man, your rolls are off the charts tonight, Jay.
I know. It's great. Feels good.
You ready to be assassinated?
I just don't know. I don't know how he could be cheating without magic.
Who's to say he's not using magic? All right, make one final perception check on the board itself as the dice are being rolled. So you notice that the board almost seems to have a slight, like there's almost a slight wind blowing on it. As the dice are coming to their roll.
Okay. Whenever Hammond bets big on this one, I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't work. So I'm gonna use my mage hands to make sure the die.
Okay. And as you do that, your mage hand touches. Were you incapable of touching the die, but it seems as though you may have stopped some force.
Okay, but I can't tell who is actually doing this.
No, because you weren't looking at them, really.
All right. I mean, I suspect that it's Vin, just because she's the new one there that they brought, and that Kelsier is gone, and that she was so capable at juggling. But anyways, so yeah, he bets everything on it and he doesn't win.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check on him. All right, you notice that he has, yeah, seriously, even though he no longer has his great sword, you notice that he's got a couple daggers on his belt that he's starting to reach for. And so, because you beat him, go ahead and roll initiative. Okay, so you are able to go first because he's still kind of drawing his daggers. So you notice that he's taking out his daggers. So what do you want to do? He seems very upset.
I'm gonna. First of all, I'm gonna look around to see if anyone else on the table is going for their arms, or if it's just Ham.
It's just Ham.
Okay.
You can see Breeze just kind of stand. He like stood up right as the dice was rolled and collected his money and like started walking away as if he knew it was gonna happen.
Okay. I'm gonna. Try to disarm him. So like he whips out a dagger. I'm gonna try to quick draw on him, and like throw the dagger at his dagger and like knock it out of his hands and be like, "Yo, Ham! Like, there's no need for violence."
Okay, make the thrown dagger attack roll thing.
I guess would that just be a ranged? Yeah. Fuck me.
What? Well, you have that mage hand thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just use that. I mean, you don't have to roll.
All right. So
Isn't that?
Yeah. I mean,
What
it's
did we
just,
decide on for that?
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, but we decided on something for that a long time ago, and I can't remember exactly what it was. That it was just like a normal one, but with extra.
Yeah. So like extra chance to hit, but reduction to attack.
Minus damage.
Yeah.
Okay, well you can make a new attack roll with the plus to hit. Did you never make a macro or anything for that?
I don't think I did.
Okay, well let's just make another attack roll. Okay, so you manage to hit his hand as he's reaching for his dagger, and he like his hands like impaled the dagger. He's like, "Motherfucker, what the hell are you trying to do?"
Be like, Ham, you drew first. I'm just trying to stop you. What's the meaning of this?
And at that point, like, guards swarm on him, and he's like, all right. I got a little bit too drunk, all right, and I was gonna try and steal my money back again, I know. All right, I'll leave. All right, I know the exit. Morden, I apologize. You are a splendid and upright person who did not intend to steal all my money, I'm sure. As he is escorted out of the building.
Did everyone else leave?
Breeze left, but Spook's there, and he's like, he extends his hand and he gives you a handshake, and as he walks off, you feel almost as though some sort of unseen servant might be still clasping your hand slightly as he walks off, and he like winked at you. And then Vin just kind of like nods at you and then walks off, and she leaves like 5 gold coins on the table as like a tip.
Okay. I guess I'll gather that. I'll get 5 gold of my 95 back.
Yeah, so you only lost 95 gold. Alright, at that point, Dustin comes back and is like, well, Master Morden, that wasn't the worst showing that I've ever seen. They are definitely a difficult group. You managed to keep Mr. Breeze honest. Spook managed to steer you astray, but you did know that Hammond was going to attack you early. He always does this. We always have gods ready for it, but wanted to see how you'd react. And as I'm sure you could tell, because you never really seemed to suspect her, Vin is a perfect and upright lady and never even attempted to cheat.
Well, I do believe I've figured out how Spook was cheating me, but I believe that was just his kind of bow as he exited to another competitor, as it were. All the same. How did I do?
Well, there will be some deliberation between myself and Master Fulbright, but we will get back with you later this evening, I assure you. If I were you, I would go and take your... Well, perhaps not later this evening. Fulbright is rather busy today. We will get back with you tomorrow about the specifics of this. I do know that one of your Felix told me that one of your companions was seeking some assistance in something. You may want to go look for a Rexethil or something of that name. Wait, no. Forget I said that. I changed my mind on that the other day. I forgot to rewrite it down. We will get back with you tomorrow. I guess for the rest of the day, you just have to do whatever you wish, and, well, I can assure you it wasn't the worst audition I've ever seen. Not the best I've ever seen. Not a Master Felix caliber audition, but definitely not bad. We'll be working with each other in the future, I'm sure.
Well, Dustin, thank you for your help. Before I go, are you well acquainted with the Kelsier fellow who usually accompanies these guests?
Oh, yes. They're a group of ruffians, for lack of a better word, but, well, they usually keep to themselves. I know that they got in trouble for trying to pull some job on Master Fulbright not too long ago, but since then they've been utter gentlemen and have not done anything of the nature.
Well, that's, I guess, good to hear that they're following some rules. I will leave you to it then. So, I'm actually
Yes.
kind of wanting to follow them and talk to them.
Okay, make a perception check. right. You feel inside of your pockets, and realize that Spook, or not your pockets, but like your sleeve, and your when you put your hand down, a letter, like a small note, kind of falls in your hand that you notice maybe Spook had put into your sleeve, and it says to meet them at like Kelsier's place, or at wait, no. Meet them at the docks. If you're interested in further work with them. The docks is spelled like this. Lol.
Nice. Docks, would that be like the actual docks area, or is that just a play on words? Or would
I don't
that
know.
be okay?
That's all you have to go on. But at that, we're just gonna go ahead and call it there for the evening.
Jesus.